a opening statement, and then we'll have questions.
Yeah, obviously a disappointing opening contest. We as a football team and a coaching staff came in here prepared to win and to fight and to play extremely hard and come out on the opposite end of what we did. We've got some areas that were exploited tonight. I think everyone saw that. I think, when you look at us offensively and defensively, it's hard for me to really say, but I thought we played toe-to-toe with them in those two areas. I really did. Didn't feel like our team was intimidated in that aspect, offensively or defensively. And we went out there and moved the football. We defended pretty well and made the stops. And we had opportunities to win that game in those two phases. Ultimately, when you look at what we did there in our special teams, we started off, of course, with a fake field goal and gave them the opportunity with a first down right there. It was critical. We had not one but two block punts for touchdowns, which is unacceptable. A block punt for a touchdown, a block punt in general is just unacceptable. So those right there, 3 plays. I mean, and it was a culmination of everything. But of course, that was probably the difference. It was probably the difference. We have got to go back and regroup in that area, and we got to regroup in our offense and regroup in our defense. But I want you to know we have a talented football team. We have a hard-working football team. We have a gutsy football team, and I think we're going to grow. I think learning from the struggles that we had tonight in the areas that we did will only make us better and prepare us for next week. So that's where we are. We came out on the opposite end of what we wanted or what we needed, and we're going to accept it. And this loss is going to hurt, and we're going to move on.
You guys have any questions?
Coach, what was it like, the emotions of being back here? And I know at the end you talked with Coach Beamer and then stood on at midfield. What was going through your mind and emotions just being back here again?
My emotions really didn't play a part into this ball game. I wanted to come out and I want to beat everybody we play, and I don't like anybody that plays against us. So it's not any different from playing here at the University of South Carolina, playing North Carolina, playing Appalachian State, playing whoever we play. There at the end, when it's all said and done, I've got really good friends on that sideline. I've got a lot of great friends in those stands, and that's when it gets tough. But like I said, this game wasn't about me and coming back here. I know a lot probably was made up of it. But it's about all those guys in that locker room, those coaches, and we didn't come out on top.
It was also a homecoming of sorts for Jam Williams. What was the game like emotionally for him? He had a couple of big runs out there.
Yeah, of course Jam wants to come. He transferred to Georgia State from the University of South Carolina. Didn't work out here for him. And I thought he went out there and he played with great emotion. I thought he played well. He had opportunities to put us in the end zone, and I'm sure he wanted to go out and win as bad as anybody on that football team. But he's just like me. We all want to win every game.
And just the momentum, where you talked about the block punch, just how deflating is that, the momentum that those two?
One's deflating. 2 just kicks you right in the doggone back. Let's just say that. How about that? So yeah, those are just. I mean, when you're fighting, and you're fighting and honestly, we're back and forth. We're moving the football and we're stopping them, and yeah, those are tough.
What did you think of Rattler's play the first time? I mean, just you guys put a lot of pressure on them and try to.
I really don't want to comment on any of their play. I don't think that's my part to do. I think their coaching staff is. They're going to review his play, and they're going to give you an honest opinion of what he did. I can only say what our guys did. I thought we defended well. I thought nobody was out of place out there. I can say that.
Another South Carolina, Quay White, had a big game for you guys.
He had a great game. Quay came and he wants to do well. He's a senior. He's a leader for us, and steps up big. It's just awesome to see. And there's a lot of positives that we're going to gain from this experience. You know, I thought the environment out there was really good, and I thought we handled it. Some of the things that I saw out there, we got a little chippy at times, and of course, you know, when you want to go play and win, that happens. But you know, Quay did a marvelous job, and we're all going to get better. Just kind of regroup.
Anything else? Any questions from anyone on Zoom?
Were you pleased with the pass rush? Because you guys were after them consistently all night.
I was pleased with the pass rush. I wasn't pleased with the contain. We have to contain that the quarterback, and he hurt us on some out of the pocket throws that we flushed, and we didn't have containment on him, and picked up some first downs. So, but I was pleased with how we got after him, and you know, like I said, I just like what had to have had a little bit more contained in our pass rush.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Stan.
I'll go. Marcel, Virginia Sports Inquirer. Coach, you mentioned passing. Just what about Darren Granger and just the passing? It looks like there was inconsistencies on that end. What can you take away just from? I know you haven't seen the film yet, but what do you think about the passing tonight for the offense?
I didn't think the passing was very good. I thought we missed some open throws, some open receivers. I didn't think the delivery was what it needed to be. We've got to go and work on that. We've got to become a better passing football team. It was discouraging. We had some wide open guys out there and couldn't make the plays, and so we've got to go back and regroup. You know, Darren's a competitor. He's not going to worry about me saying he's got to go get better in the throwing game, or we got to get better in the receiving game. I mean, we've got to all improve our talents, and he knows that. I know that. Our staff knows that. It's pretty obvious. I thought our offensive line played well for the most part. I think our protection was okay, and those guys, I think, blocked pretty well up front.
What are the positives you can take away from the ground game on both sides of the ball? How was it tonight?
Well, I know that's how we were moving the football offensively, and then I thought we stopped the run really well. I mean, I've seen our defense come out and the guys up front and in the trenches when we do inside, and I'm not surprised by our run defense. I'm not surprised by our run offense. I think, those are strong areas for us on both sides of the ball. So I was very pleased. I can't really call out any names because I don't know about individual performances until I go and evaluate the film and kind of see exactly how they played. But I thought they were strong on both sides of the ball. I could be wrong though after I watched the film.
Coaches Marcel, once again, have to ask about that first possession, 4th and 1, deep in Carolina's territory. You went for it. Tucker got held just short. What was the approach? What was your thinking going for it on that possession and not taking the field goal attempt?
We came to win. I don't think you're going to win the game by kicking field goals. We came to win. We rolled the dice. I'd do it again 1,000 times, every single down. We don't get stopped often on 4th and 1, and unfortunately we did in that aspect. So you line me up 4th and 1, we go right back out there in that first quarter, and we have that same situation. I'm going for it again. There's no question in my mind, and it's just who I am and what we're going to do.
Anything else?
Coach, we obviously know what Jam could do out of the backfield. We obviously saw what Tucker could do. What was it like having that third option with Carroll tonight in the backfield?
Let me just tell you, Marcus Carroll is a special, talented back. Jam, special, talented back. Tucker, special, talented back. We got other backs that are really, really good too. Marcus Carroll is going to be a phenomenal player for us. If you notice, we were a lot of 2-back sets because I think those are the personnel groupings that give us the best opportunity to get our best players on the field. But to have Marcus, to have a guy like Jam, to have a guy like Tucker, and you're going to see other backs here emerge too. They're all going to play a huge role. Marcus is a guy he's as good as anybody. I mean, he is. He could equally be our starter. Just like Tuck, just like Jam, shoot, they all could. So I'm thrilled to death for him. He's going to have a great season. He's going to be a big, big influence on our offensive system. And I'm very proud of him because when you're a back and you know, you're one of 3 backs and we only got 1 football, you know, it's hard. It's hard. But we got an unselfish football team, and that's a really good thing.
And then lastly for me, obviously we know what Ant Lane can do. Do you feel like him being such a shutdown that they try to pick on people like Quavian White, and that's how he can have a big game?
You know what? I certainly do. I mean, you know, the stronger the areas that you have, they're going to try to look for other areas, of course. I think we're pretty strong all the way across the board. That's a really good thing for us. We have an opportunity to be really good defensively. I think we are really good defensively. We've got really good defensive coaches. So I'm pleased with that aspect of it. I think, like I said, we're all disappointed with what happened tonight. But I don't think we can hang our heads and walk out of here dragging like it was just a demoralizing defeat. There's a lot of positive things that we have. There's a lot of good things that we're going to go talk about on Monday. And there's a lot of good things that we're going to encourage to improve upon. So, you know, it's not all doom and gloom.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Coach, sorry, I'm a little late to the party.
That's all right.
You know, talking about.
We're not having a party, though.
I know, yeah, it's not a party. But yeah, just talking about just, you know, how it feels to be back at Willie B. And then you kind of touched on what positive takeaways can you take from a game like this?
Yeah, you know, I promise you, I think the experience that we had as a football team coming back to Williams-Brice Stadium and the just the electricity that's in this environment is awesome. You know, I think it's one of the top 5 in the country, if you ask me. I'm glad we had the opportunity to come here and play against the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. We all had high energy, and our emotions were running, you know, right to the top. So it was a good thing to be back here. Our guys handled it well. I thought there was some noise out there a little bit, you know, when they waved their towels. But the positives that we have is that we did handle the energy. We didn't back down from it. We encouraged it. We went out there, and I thought we executed offensively and defensively pretty well against the University of South Carolina. I know in our special teams we gave up a couple of blunders, which is the disappointing part of it. But there's a lot of positives, and we're going to take them. We're going to go back, and we're going to express them to our football team and our coaching staff. We're going to regroup, and those positives are going to become even better. And the situations that we had that weren't so good, we're going to improve upon, and we're going to become a better football team.
Had you ever been in this room before?
I think I have one time.
Not quite as nice as that one.
Out of here one night.
What would you tell Shane after the game?
You know, how about that's just between he and I, you know? Yeah, those are things that shouldn't be shared, you know.
What is your relationship like with Shane?
Oh, we're good. I mean, Shane's a really good friend. He's a good football coach. His family, Emily and the kids and my wife Summer, they you know, they talk all the time, and you know, it's unfortunate when you got a friendship that and you go and play against someone that's hard, and because I'm a guy that when you play them, they ain't nobody your friend on that other side, and it doesn't matter. And I've got guys that have stayed in my house, we vacation together and all that stuff. So, you know, that's the hard deal in this profession. We're all trying to win. Ultimately, that's what we're getting paid to do, and that's where it's tough.